Well, good morning, everyone. Don Cramer with the Cramer Group at Urban Nest Realty here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to the Monday edition of Coffee with Cramer and Colleen. Today is episode number 68. Can you believe it? We're almost to number 70. So we'll be doing that here. Looks like this week we'll be hitting the 70 barrier. My partner, Colleen Schaefer, sends her best today. She is out and about doing some real estate things with some clients. So I'm catching up with you today on a little bit of real estate news. Also, too, I'll be heading out. We've got a client, a new buyer out of California. We're excited too. We're going to be meeting up for a home inspection, doing a great comprehensive review of the property, make sure they're getting into the right place that they want. Nonetheless, today on episode 68, we're here with a little bit of Vegas news. As if this is your first time tuning in to Coffee with Cramer and Colleen, do us a big favor, hit the like button, comment below. If you've got a question about real estate or about Las Vegas, throw it out there. We'd love to get that answer back to you. But today we love to sip a little morning beverage here. We've got a little roasted coffee, and we're going to go through a little bit of real estate news over the last week. So a couple of headlines today. We've got a former gaming giant listing their home recently. Also, home builder confidence is at a period high, and then a couple of other items. One about refinancing, and then lastly, mortgage rates. So a little bit of good news and information today, and we've got a busy week. So let's kind of dive in. So, former gaming giant listing their home in Summerlin. Where have we heard that before? Well, as we all know, Mr. Steve Wynn listed his beautiful home for $25 million in an area called Billionaires Row. And if you're not familiar with it, it is a special set of lots and properties located over on TPC Summerlin in the Hills South. So, but that was a couple of weeks ago we talked about. This last week, former MGM Resorts International Chairman Dan Murin listed his property in the Ridges, and it goes by the name of Skyscape, and it is on the market for $10.5 million. It was designed by LA architect design firm Marmol Radziner. Marmol Radziner is a designer of very modern style properties throughout the Southwest, both in the residential side, commercial side. A lot of cool elements with regards to concrete, glass, metal, things of that nature. So if you've seen some of the TV shows about some of the popular LA style homes, especially the really interesting ones, well, that's probably Marmol Radziner had something to do with it, and they had something to do with Skyscape. And builder Jack Rafferty and artist James Terrell were involved in the 13,000 square foot estate built in 2009. It's a little over 10 years old. And is built entirely of glass, steel, and concrete. You can actually see a little bit of it as if you're driving along Flamingo, where Flamingo bends around by the ridges. It is a very interesting, architecturally interesting piece of property. Again, it's on the market for $10.5 million. It's got a stunning view of the city. So if you're into the market, buyer that's going to be buying that, they're going to be into the modern style architecture, the low slung look that sort of integrates well with the hillside features. It's a property worth viewing, and in order to view it, we must have proof of funds. So if for those that are out there that are looking to buy a $10.5 million house, love to schedule a showing. It is currently listed by the Ivan Shear Group with Berkshire Hathaway, so all the best to you, Ivan, in getting that listing sold. Hopefully we can bring a buyer. Okay, so that's what's going on here locally in the old Las Vegas home situation. Kind of, a couple of highlights here recently with some people that are in the news listing their properties. The next item is home builder confidence continuing to rally in the month of July. So National Association of Home Builders and Wells Fargo Housing Market Index puts out a confidence report each month on newly built single-family homes. And they take into several factors as to what this confidence index number looks like. Well, back in April of this year, it was at a lull since June 2012. So that is, most of us remember back in June 2012, not the best time for new construction, not the best time for housing at all. And that had a housing new build confidence of 30. Well, then in the month of May, it increased to 37. In June, 58. And in July, 72. And they note that anything reading above 50 is considered a positive signal. So with this swing, the confidence level is actually now returned back to pre-pandemic levels in builder confidence. And the components of the index gains, they're stating that current sales conditions are better, buyer traffic has improved, and sales expectations have improved month over month to where they're at now. So that's good that the builders index, the home builders, are feeling good about the forecast of new construction, because new construction is an important part of our market, both in jobs and also to sustain our growth. We are actually, interestingly enough, still a little bit short on inventory, and we've been that way since we've kind of dug our way out of the Great Recession. So when you kind of see some of these low supply numbers, well, part of it has to do with, the amount of homes that we both have available in resales and also new construction. So the analysts also feel that this will continue for a period of time because the Federal Reserve is helping keep rates at such low levels. And with uncertainty with COVID and some of the economic numbers, they are playing a hedge against the interest rates. And then we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So again, builder confidence, feeling good. Actually, this week, taking a client over to a project development, then one of the things that we want to look at are incentives going on by home builders. This is a busy time where we do see a lot of incentives from home builders. So if you are thinking about, hey, let's do new construction, because we get a new home, we get the latest technology, the latest building standards. We don't have to, repairs potentials are at a minimum. It's kind of like a new car versus a used car. So we're thinking, okay, hey, wait a minute. There's a lot of incentives going on. Mortgage rates are still awfully low, so your dollars go a long way, and you get new build. So we've got a lot of clients considering that. So we're going to go take a look at a few this week. And there's new construction all across the valley in different price points. Ones we're looking at, they're in the mid 300,000 single family homes. We've got some new stuff coming up in Summerlin that's starting out in the low 300. Some of them are duplexes, some of them are standalones. And then we've got all the way up to new construction, designed homes that are in the $1 million plus price range. So we have a wide variety of new home construction, and also different builders, different styles. So if you know of someone who's thinking about buying and wants to talk about new construction, I highly suggest you speak with a realtor. I highly suggest you speak with us, because we'd love to chat with you. And we can go over those questions you have, because having a realtor going into a new construction situation is extremely valuable. I mean, had I known what I knew now before I bought my home with my builder, and believe me, great builder, enjoyed the experience, became good friends with some of the sales team, some of the construction team, especially now on the real estate side. So we do a lot of collaboration together. However, having the guidance of a real estate agent who knows that builder, knows that community, knows what those push button points are, what the key factors are through the process, it's worth the time to look into it. And you're not doing somebody a disservice saying, oh, should I call so-and-so because we're walking in there? You know what? It's easy to send a text. Usually we contact out, because we know it's real easy to be driving along, see the new construction site, the new trailer, the new models open, and say, hey, let's go on and take a look, because we kind of want to go check it out ourselves. You know what? That's what we're here for. I get a call, says, "Hey Don, we're going to go over to so and so." I said, "Great. Let me send a quick text. I know the agent over. I know the sales team over there. I'll give them a heads up. Let them know you're coming in." It's actually even better because I'll tell you what. One of the things is, and I've done this before, and I'm going to move on here to beyond home builder confidence. Have you ever walked into a development and okay, you go look at the models and you get the floor plans and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." Well, then you got questions. Well, unfortunately, that's those sales teams. A lot of times it might be one, might be two. They're showing houses, they're meeting, they've got appointments. Getting those questions you want right then and there is a tough cookie in a lot of those cases. And sometimes you may be back, things of that nature. Who knows? But with our team, what we do is we schedule in advance, so that way we have the time, energy, and effort to have those questions answered by that real estate team at that sales center. So you're getting this level of service that you want and expect for houses that are on the market, especially at these price points nowadays. So again, highly encourage. Look at new construction. Get with your realtor. Don't have a realtor? Give us a call. Had a realtor, wasn't so big a fan? Give us a call. We speak to a lot of the top builders here in town. Again, we're always keeping up as to what the incentives are. Love to be able to chat with you and go over those questions. So next item, and actually this little interjection here. Some of you may have seen this on the news and also in the newspaper, but there's actually a luxury home in the Ridges coming up for auction this August 1st. DeCaro Auction House, which auctions very luxurious properties, interestingly enough, luxurious yachts all across the United States. They're doing an auction this August 1st on a property located in the Ridges at 22 Promontory Ridge Drive. Actually, it is a massive home. It's over 14,000 square feet, 6-car garage. Interestingly enough, 4 bedrooms, but it's expandable. It is amazing. So it's going up for auction, interestingly enough. The reason for the auction is the sellers want to be able to sort of kind of manage the timeline. So you bring in a company like DeCaro that will be able to bring in the buyers that will have a budget that will be able to afford a home like this and have an interest in a home like this, bring them in, tour the property, get the information all done out in advance, then go to auction day and bid for the house. And the house is actually being sold for no reserve, interestingly enough. It's going to be, I've talked to a couple colleagues, we're friends, we're kind of chit-chatting about, okay, well, what do we think the price is going to hammer at? So it's going to be interesting. If you take a look at the house and you've got a hammer price on this, love to hear. Put it down in the comment section. In fact, I might even put a separate post up about it because it's always interesting to see what these go for at auction. There is a 10% fee for the services for the auction. So, for example, if the house sells for $1 million, it would be $1.1 million. And if it goes for $1 million, congratulations to the buyer because you've bought an amazing home. So again, it's coming up. It's cool to see a company like DeCaro here. They've done a couple other auctions recently here in Las Vegas, but again, another Highline property here in the Ridges at 22 Promontory Ridge. So we're excited to see what happens. And then, let's see, we've got a little bit about mortgage rates. So let's chat about more what's going on in the old mortgage rate world. So the 30-year fixed rate, this is at bankrate.com. The 30-year fixed interest rate is down to 3.13% versus a week ago's number of 3.18. The 15-year is kind of muddling there right now at 2.73%, just slightly up 2 basis points from 2.71. The 30-year fixed jumbo, and jumbo loans are starting to come back into play again. It's at 3.19% versus a week ago's number of 3.23. And the 30-year refi rate is down to 3.22 versus a week ago's number of 3.20. So again, those are the average rates that Bankrate is seeing from their survey over the last week and compared to a week prior. So it's great to see such great interest rates. And the last thing I want to lead towards is the refis, because due to the low interest rates, there is a strong opportunity for refis, especially with the age of maybe your mortgage. In fact, even people that I've been working with over the last year that purchased a year ago, a lot of them either have refied or we're looking at refis right now. And so there's still a large percentage of people that if you're looking to save some dollars, especially over the long haul of the mortgage, it's definitely worth looking into refi. In fact, we're kind of thinking about that ourselves here in our under our humble little roof. So that's this week's Las Vegas housing news. If you've got any questions about new construction, we got some questions about refinancing, we'd love to put you in touch with one of our lending partners so that way they can answer your questions and put together a plan about that. But today's housing market news, we want to get you caught up from what's been going on over the last week. Now, tomorrow we are excited. We have local business attorney and managing partner Gina Bonjovi of the Bonjovi Law Firm here to go on a coffee with Cramer and Colleen, and we're going to talk about small business situations here and what they've been working with small businesses and businesses in Nevada with regards to what's going on with coronavirus, liability issues, some of the things with regards to the different payroll protection programs, things of that nature, and what they've been seeing. And so I'm excited. Gina, longtime friend and colleague. So excited to catch up there on the legal side of things here in Las Vegas. And then Wednesday, as always, we do our weekly housing update. So on behalf of Colleen Schaefer, I'm Don Cramer with the Cramer Group at Urban Nest Realty, where more now than ever, your real estate experience matters. So give us a call if we can help you with buying, selling, or investing in Las Vegas real estate. Till next time, we wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.